Yeah, so I took this leftover piece of ciabatta bread, put some spaghetti sauce on top with some provolone and pepperoni, popped that in the micro for about 60 seconds, and boom! Instant ciabatta pizza. Fleabag, I'm telling you, it was fabulous. Just fabulous. I'll have to make some for us after the show here. What's that? We're rolling? All you have to say is, it's showtime.
From Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Sometimes we're just not on the same page. Well, looky here. It says get ready for an October to remember. I guess thanks to all the cold and snowy weather this week that shut in millions, the Ooshie Daddy follies took place, and scientists are predicting we're going to have a baby boom in October. From the Mojo Dojo, hitting deep inside the Santa Monica Mountains, away from all the crazies. That means I'm working from home today. It's time for you and I to take off on another action-packed adventure.
Let's do it.
Here's what's on tap on the Rap. Classes in session at the School of Common Sense. Get ready, I'm going to teach you how to sound like a liberal. The hole to bury Gavin Newsom just got a lot deeper. Hallelujah. And while we were sleeping, the FBI has been busy playing the Tooth Fairy. And where does President Trump want to put his mug now? Another round of head trauma is on the way. The burning question is on deck. Plus our usual lunacy and loose behavior, including the angry American. And Mojo's fucking funny. That's what's happening today on the Rat's Ass Podcast for Thursday, January 29th, as another weekend looms. This one's going to be a little weird for us guys because we'll get that first taste of football withdrawal. And we do some silly stuff when this happens, like hang out with women. I want to congratulate Jimmy Kimmel for winning a spot on the Rat's Ass Podcast Walk of Shame after he started bawling his little eyeballs out for the agitators and protesters in Minnesota earlier this week. Jimmy, he was touched by how much they cared for the neighbors by protecting them from the big bad Iceman. Jimmy has no tears for the victims of illegal immigrants, but he's got plenty for the protesters. Yeah, if we had a Wuss of the Week award, Jimmy would win that one too. Hey, did you happen to hear where ICE is going to create this public access database online displaying all the agitators and protesters they arrest? Yeah, photos, rap sheet, the whole deal. Stakes in the game of FAFO just went up. All right, let's get into the rap here today. I got to say, I'm super excited when I hear young people who see through the Democrats' dipshittery. Like Brendan Holland.
We got one message for the anti-ICE rioters. Why didn't you burn down streets when he was assassinated on a college campus? Why didn't you burn down the streets when she was stabbed to death on a train? Oh, that's right. Those didn't fit your political agenda. Listen, guys, I don't care what your favorite TikToker is saying right now with the talking points that they just got from the DNC. Do you see what this is right now? The exact same people that are rioting against ICE didn't riot when innocent Americans were murdered. Entire cities weren't burnt to the ground because, that didn't fit their political agenda. That should tell you everything you need to know. A father gets shot and killed in cold blood for having civil discourse at a university. Celebration on the left. You would have thought it was a national holiday. A young girl gets stabbed to death on public transit. No black squares, no hashtags, no National Day of Rage. When it's not in their interest, if they have any reaction at all, it's glee. Why is that? Have you ever wondered what's going on? Well, their deaths didn't help their narrative. See, they couldn't use those as vehicles to push their radical policies. When law-abiding citizens get killed, we're told to move on. We're told not to politicize it. We're told that actually outrage is dangerous. Pick yourself off the floor and keep going. But the second it can be used to attack borders, gun control, law enforcement, or America itself, suddenly riots are understandable and peaceful. Suddenly violence is context. Suddenly destruction, that's just free speech. It's not compassion, that's selective morality. If you only care when tragedy helps your politics, you don't care about the victims at all. You actually just care about leverage. What we're seeing on TV right now is not justice. It is activism disguised as grief.
Now, if you agree, then you need to get out and vote in the midterms this November, and we can stop this Democratic dipshittery here in the USA. And if you disagree, please remember not to vote this November.
Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
Hey, have you ever wanted to sound like a liberal? It's real easy. It's real easy. You know how they're all anti-ICE right now and everything, right? So all you have to do is take their rage and turn it into a simple threat. Like, so help me, if I see an anti-ICer drinking anything with ice in it, I'm going to smack it out of their hand. That's really all there is to it. Now, you jump in your car, because it's always got to be done in the car. Get on social media and record yourself saying it. Post it and spread it like poison ivy. That's how it's done. It's that simple. Now, the one thing I always loved about Ronald Reagan is how he could make a point from using a really succinct story. I'm going to play something for you off my phone. I didn't have time to put it into our very smart system here. So it might sound a little clunky, but we'll get it on for you. But this is Ronald Reagan talking about liberalism.
Recently asked my friend's little girl what she wanted to be when she grows up. She said she wanted to be the President of the United States. Both of her parents, liberal Democrats, were standing there. So I asked her, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would do? Well, she replied, I'd give food and houses to all the homeless people. Her parents beamed. Wow, what a worthy goal, I told her. But you don't have to wait until you're president to do that. You see, you can come over to my house right now, and you can mow the lawn, pull weeds, and sweep my driveway, and I'll pay you $50. Then, I'll take you over to the grocery store where that homeless guy hangs out, and you can give him the $50 to use toward food and a new house. She thought that over for a few seconds, then she looked me straight in the eye and asked, why doesn't the homeless guy come over and do the work, and you can just pay him the $50? I said, welcome to the Republican Party. Her parents are still not speaking to me.
Yep, that's how Ronald did it. Love that guy. Really miss that guy. Yeah. Hey, it was just revealed that California slumlord Governor Gavin Newsom approved a $236 million plan back in 2021 to help the mentally ill. So we'll give him props for wanting to do something good, right? It only helped 22 people in 4 years, though. That's $10.7 million per person. Let that sink in. The state also spent $3.8 million for phone and internet service for over 94,000 dead people. So you add that to the more than $200 billion that's mysteriously disappeared for the high-speed rail, the homelessness, the affordable housing that was promised, and the fire aid money, just to name a few. There's more. This is corruption mixed with incompetence, and it really, really makes me wonder why anybody would vote for this numbnut for president in 2028. And I've decided, too, to file tax extensions this year. I've never done this before. I hear you can file extensions. I don't know how many you can do, but I'm going to file as many as I can because I'm going to make the government wait for my tax money this year. I know I'm going to have to pay it eventually, but they can wait for it. My own little personal protest with the man. All right, did you see where FBI Director Kash Patel announced that over the past 12 months, the FBI has captured 6 of the top 10 most wanted criminals on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list? This is pretty impressive because these 6 that they got evaded arrest for around 50 years, but they got them finally. And the good news is they now have room for Obama, the Clintons, Joe and Hunter Biden, and, of course, Nancy Pelosi. All right, the United States will celebrate its 250th birthday on July 4th, and the Department of Treasury is preparing a Donald Trump coin to commemorate the event. And this might come as a real shock to you, but guess what? The Democrats are pissed about it. They hate the idea. Now, back in 1776, that's when we were established as a nation. So they made this bicentennial coin in 1976 that had 1776 to 1976 on them. All the coins had them. And I'm sure they'll do the same thing for 1776 to 2026. But this time, they're going to have this major debate whether a Trump coin is acceptable. Again, everything is a hair on fire, chaotic event with this moronic party. I mean, are they over the ballroom yet? Are they still pissed about that too? My guess is the Democrats are going to float, Obama or Biden probably. I would think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, but personally, I don't give a rat's ass. I'd be fine with the Clinton coin as long as they put Jeffrey Epstein on the front.
Immature. The man's immature, you know?
All right, let's see what the angry American is up to today. See what's grinding his gears. This is Tim Kramer.
Okay, so explain to me why you're in the streets demanding open borders. That's what the left is doing. You don't realize that, but that's what you're doing. You may realize that. I don't know, but that's what you're doing. And who are you doing that for? You doing that for your benefit? You see, you go to work every day, you pay taxes. I pay taxes. They take those taxes. They give it to people who don't work every day. So how does that benefit me, you, and everybody else? We've created a new poverty class in this nation that we can never get rid of because they're too fucking stupid to be a part of our society and culture. All they know how to do is open up leering centers, transportation companies, take your tax dollars, and not do dick for it. That's the immigrants that you're protecting. That's what's going on right now. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but when you assist those that invade your nation and steal its resources, you're a traitor. You're not an American citizen. Those motherfuckers are stealing from every one of us, and you've sided with the invaders. That makes you a traitor.
That is Democratic Dipshittery 101.
There's no football this weekend, so what's this jag-off going to talk about?
Oh, you're about to find out.
Here's Mojo Elliott with his spin on sports on the Wrap.
All right, ex-New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick won 8 Super Bowls, had 333 wins, good for second all-time. He picked up 3 Coaches of the Year awards. But that's not good enough for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You've heard about this story already, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents. Now, this is bullshit. If the NFL Hall of Fame snubbed Bill Belichick on his first year of eligibility, it is proof of how these so-called Hall of Fames, whether it's sports or entertainment, have become political shrines reserved for the best kiss-asses. So what if Bill has a hot 25-year-old chick? So what if he was involved in Spygate or Inflategate? Jimmy Johnson said it best. We all cheat. In fact, Jimmy, he's 85 years old. He's going to skip the Hall of Fame inductions this year. He may never get a chance to see another one. But he's so pissed about this, and I don't blame him. There's a lot of people. The list of people pissed off about this is so long. I could spend probably a 2-hour podcast reading off the names. Now, they said Bill doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because he had Tom Brady. He had a great quarterback. My God. Every coach in the Hall of Fame has great players. And every player in the Hall of Fame had great coaches. That's why they belong in the damn Hall of Fame. Results is all that should matter. Now, I'm at the point with all of these Hall of Fames where the media needs to be 86th. The voting should be done by those currently living members of the Hall of Fames. I don't care if it's sports or entertainment, all of it. So I would say if you're planning a trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio this year, I'd skip it. Go to Disney World instead, just like Jimmy Johnson. All right, checking the chat box at ratsasspodcast.com. Johnny K. in La Mirada, California said the NBA trade deadline is a week away. What are the Lakers going to do? What are their needs? Who do you think they'll trade to make it happen? Well, they need a couple of three-point shooters. There's no doubt about that. They need some defenders. Whatever it takes to get it done. The problem is, though, they only have the assets that they want to trade are Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Dalton Connect, and Bronny James. That's all they have. They're not going to trade Bronny either, but they have draft picks too. But nobody wants these guys. So they're going to have to be creative, I guess. I know everybody is hot on the God, I can never say this guy's name. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Boy, I'm going to have to practice that. Let's all say it together, shall we? Antetokounmpo. There you go. But they'll have to give up a lot of talent to get him, including Austin Reeves. And I'll tell you what, I really don't want to trade a 27-year-old like Reeves heading into his prime for a nearly 32-year-old, soon to be out of his prime, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That one feels like a Doncic for Davis reverse trade to me. All right, Candy Q, Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you hearing any more rumors about the Raiders trading for Lamar Jackson? Well, they're still out there. But the more I think about it, Jackson's going to cost them a lot of money. It won't leave them a lot to build around him, meaning the offensive line. That's terrible. They also need a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, running back depth. That's a lot of money. And if they're going to pay Jackson, then, maybe the Raiders are flush with more cash than we realize. But I think what makes sense is for them to take Mendoza because he'll be on a rookie deal. That gives them more money to really go out and get those assets that they need. All right, but there you go. That's my spin on the sports today on The Wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, this is called The Burning Question, where all you have to do is simply fill in the blank. 89% of women say they lie 100% of the time when they're asked about blank. 89% of women say they lie 100% of the time when they're asked about blank. All right, kick that around. We'll get it to you coming up a little bit later on here on the podcast.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
Yes, it is time for Mojo's Fucking Funny. And this is going to feel like you just had a quickie. This is Quinn Dale.
Love the way foreign people say things. I dated a girl from Czechoslovakia. One time she came out of my bathroom. She's like, "Do you have any more asshole paper?"
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
All right, let's start with some good news. CBS announced the last day for the Stephen Colbert Show will be on May 21st. Yes, standing ovation for that one. Yeah, it's official. Sydney Sweeney's lingerie line is here featuring, I'm going to do this like a golfer, lace thongs, corsets, and push-up bras, all by Siren. Yeah, it's spelled S-Y-R-N. The slogan is all about the assets. I like that. All about the assets. Siren. It'll come with a price tag between $19, $269, whatever your pleasure is. But you can check it out at syrn.com. I did, and had to run to get some ice to shove down my shorts, you know. Nicki Minaj pissed off all the liberals again on Wednesday when she walked out on stage holding hands with Donald Trump at an event at the Carnegie Mellon Auditorium and announced she was his #1 fan. Oh, the Hollywood elite went ballistic. They were so hot, I heard Gavin Newsom had to call Karen Bass to make sure there was enough water in the Hollywood reservoir. The movie Melania opens up in theaters on Friday. That's tomorrow. The film is an intimate look into her life as the First Lady and will explore her relationship with the president. It's about an hour and 44 minutes long, which, oddly enough, is the same amount of time it takes for Melania to get Donnie up to go for a ride on the presidential pony.
That's just about enough of that.
Comedian Rob Schneider and his bouncy-bottom little wife, Rebecca, or Patricia, for those of you who want the right name, are getting a divorce after 15 years of hot, lovely relations. No reason was given for their split, but Rob is 62 and Patricia's 37. I hate to say it, but I bet Patricia has a little fire down below that Rob can't put that blaze out. That's what I'm thinking. And that's a melted slice of celebrity cheese for you today.
Who gives a rat's ass?
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, this is where anything goes when you send your questions, comments, and observations to my producer, Fleabag, at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. Stan D., Roanoke, Virginia, says, on the 6 iconic classic rock songs you mentioned, I agree with removing Springsteen and replacing it with Freebird, but how about AC/DC Highway to Hell instead of Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, also over your selection of Journey's Don't Stop Believin'? Well, it's your list, Stan, if you want to do it, but let's bring everybody up to speed real quick. Some baby boomers were polled and asked to give them the 6 iconic classic rock songs of all time. And their answers were Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Hotel California from the Eagles, Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen, Born to Run from Springsteen, Sweet Child of Mine from Guns N' Roses, and You Shook Me All Night Long from AC/DC. And I said, let's get rid of the Springsteen and the Guns N' Roses. Let's add in Freebird and Don't Stop Believin'. But if that's your list, Stan, it's your thing. It's your life, man. Live it your way. Matt P., Yonkers, New York, said, here are my 6 iconic rock songs of all time. Sorry they don't match the boomers. Okay, he listed Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Enter Sandman from Metallica, Everlong from the Foo Fighters, November Rain from GNR. Wow, they're on both lists. Alive from Pearl Jam and Creep by Radiohead. Okay, well, yeah, this was a baby boomer list, Matt. But hey, you know what? That's a pretty good list, and I would guess that you probably graduated from high school in 1991. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Rick K., Ann Arbor, Michigan. I watched the movie American History X, like you said. It was an intense film, but I seriously don't see any correlation between Tim Walz and Cameron Alexander. Really? You didn't see the correlation between how Walz gets others to do his dirty work, the same as Alexander did while they sit back in the shadows? Okay, well, I mean, I still think Walz is kind of like Alexander, but hey, at least you got to see a good movie, right? Made you watch. Hal K., Davenport, Iowa, still think Sydney Sweeney's a 6? Well, you know what? After spending a little bit of time on the Siren website at siren.com, Hal, I think I can comfortably bump Sydney up to an 8. I mean, Fleabag, I'm going to need that ice pack again, by the way. Sammy L., Lincoln, Nebraska. My boyfriend wrecked my truck and won't pay me the $500 deductible. Do you think withholding sex is fair until he pays up? Well, it depends on how good the sex is with you, Sammy, just to be honest with you. No, if you're good, he'll pay up. And if you're not, he'll wait you out and get some with somebody else, with another lassie. Only you know how you stack up in the sex, Sammy. Okay, I hope that was female. S-A-M-M-I. Yeah, had to be a female. Okay, you never know these days. It is 2026. Justin W., Garland, Texas, said, Mojo, I've gone out with 6 girls in 8 weeks, and none of them have agreed to a second date. What am I doing wrong? God, I don't know. What'd you do? Take it out? Without talking to them, Justin, I have no idea unless you have a disgusting habit. I see you're from Texas, so you don't chew and spit tobacco, do you? You don't chit it, do you? Chew and spit tobacco? Or wait, you're not wearing assless chaps, are you? With the spurs and the boots, are you? Huh, cowboy? Yeah, that could be a problem if you are.
Rat's Ass Podcast.
Hi, we're playing the burning question today, where you simply fill in the blank to this question. 89% of women say they lie 100% of the time when they're asked about blank. Have you figured it out? Did you say sex partners? You're wrong. That's 100 out of 100. 100% of the time they lie about that. No, the answer is money. If you said money, yeah, baby, congratulations, you got it right. But if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. All right, that's it. I got a jolt. I'm teaching recruits at UCLA's Phi Kappa Psi frat house today how to make balloon animals out of condoms today. There is no end to my abilities, my fiends. But first, is this real or riffraff? Did you know anger triggers the part of your brain associated with honesty? When you get angry, the truth really does come out. Alexa, is this real or is this riffraff?
Would you believe this is 100% true, Mojo?
Really? Well, I better never make you mad then.
I don't get mad, I make others get mad.
Okay, well, let's say, you say something that'll make me mad then.
Sure, I've seen a pissant with a dong bigger than yours.
All right, get out.
And a chihuahua, too.
Get out. Get out.
Get the fuck out!
Welcome to Rat Nation. Danny McVicker of Cumberland, Maryland. Alexa Morris of Indianapolis, Indiana. Josh Klein in Missoula, Montana. One of my favorite places. Oh, God, I love me some Missoula, Montana. Oh, great town, great town. Rex Edinger of Gilroy, California. And around the world to listeners in Birmingham, England, Waterford, Ireland, Valencia, Spain, and in Wellington, New Zealand.
Let's do it.
Yeah, in Wellington, New Zealand.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
Playback, remind me to work on my fingering. That wraps up this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Make sure you go to ratsasspodcast.com to get the entire experience. Listen to previous episodes. Read the blog that's loaded with hot topicality. Catch Rat's Ass Rock TV, where it is January until Saturday. Join the mischief at Rat Nation and connect with us on the socials. We'll do this again on Monday, February 2nd. Take care of each other, and thanks for stopping by the Rat's Ass Podcast in association with the Oz Podcast Group.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.